All right, guys, welcome back. This is the next video in my little cargo trailer moto hauler series. And right now I'm going to cover my kitchen setup as quickly as I can. It's interesting and exciting to me, but for you, maybe not. But if you are going to convert a cargo trailer into a travel trailer, maybe this will give you some ideas for yours. All right, so I'm going to go off camera. So I'm going to go off camera and sort of step you through a few things now. Okay, first things first, you got to have good refrigeration. This is an IceCo VL60 refrigerator that slides out on this drawer. So I got little latches here like this, and I can open up my freezer side. It's quite big. And I got my refrigerator side right there. And then it just relatches. This is running off 12 volt or AC, but I got it running off 12 volt. And that just slides back up under the counter like that. And I can independently set the two different sides of it, the temperature control there. And if the DC or AC cuts on or off, it would automatically fail over to the other one. And then it came, I paid extra to get this insulated bag, but this thing only sips power. It barely uses any energy whatsoever. Off my batteries, I could run it for months before I had to refill the batteries. Okay, I made this very temporary shelf for my stove. I was just going to use a Coleman camping stove, but it was kind of ugly and kind of awkward. And so I just thought, oh my God, that cast iron is heavy. Whoa, let's put that down there. God, that had to have been 30 pounds just for that. So I bought this Barton stove, right? It's kind of cool. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but if I fire it up, there we go. Ooh. Maybe can I dim the light a little bit? See if you can see that. It's not, they say it's not an open flame. It kind of is, but it isn't. I've got the gas on low right now, which is why it's dancing like that. If I open the gas a little more, it looks like it's burning off some crap. Turn it on low. It just kind of has a flat, low glow. It's not really a dancing flame until that, whatever that is, probably hash browns burns off. But that's the stove situation. And then I put it on a shelf so I can have some storage under it. But if I want to get it up out of the way, I just do this. Oops, I got the trash bag in there and now this is warm, so that's probably not a good idea. So let's take away this trash. I have to take off the little burners. Let me turn the light back on here. There we go. A little warm, but not really hot. So I take off the burners, and then theoretically, I can just flip this up like this. You can see my propane line is coming in there to a swivelly 90-degree angle valve right there, and that just props up. And I put an eye hook right here, so I can just run a rubber strap around this little leg. And again, this is just a mock-up to see if I like the idea. This may go away, it may not. So when I'm traveling down the road, that can just be hooked up out of the way, and now I have my whole entire countertop surface, which is kind of nice. And Ryan, how does that stay there? You might be asking, how is that floating there without falling off? Well, I managed to put a screw up through the bottom of the shelf into a hole in the bottom metal of the stove in a pre-drilled hole. So that just is actually not going anywhere. So when I came here, I actually drove down the highway with it down like this, and it didn't budge, of course, because of that screw. So that might be an idea that you can use. I could also, if I rebuild this permanently, I may adjust this. This is a piece of felt just so I don't scratch up my countertop. This is the crazy countertop that I made. It didn't come out quite as I was expecting, but you know, that's the nature of taking an artistic chance. It's just plywood with paint poured over top of it, and then a whole lot of clear, extra thick polyurethane poured on top of that. And there's some issues. It did do some discoloring, and I think I just noticed this morning that my hot French press seemed to have made a little cloudy circle here. So maybe polyurethane is very temperature sensitive, which wouldn't be great, but it is what it is if that's the case. Let me get my trash out of here. Okay, so the kitchen is super basic. I basically have water jugs 4 6-gallon water jugs. Now for this trip, I filled up the 2 on the left, so that's 12 gallons. And then the 2 on the right would be to hold the gray water as it dumps out of the sink. So 12 gallons of fresh, 12 gallons of empty. It would take me forever to use that because the fact that I'm using this little foot pump, right? So that is a whale gusher foot pump. And as you can see, if I do that on both the down action, like here's the down, it pumps. And on the up, as it resets itself, it's still pumping a little bit, right? So that forces me to use my foot, which it's nice because it's still hands-free. And when you're in the kitchen working, it's nice to have hands-free. And I just work it with my little pump there, the foot pump, and that's into a little box that I built. Also, these, sorry about that. These jugs are also in a box. I built a plywood box basically with a rim around it and some of that FRP panel from my shower. I line that. That's the white stuff that's in the bottom there. So if any of these jugs spring a leak, this box is actually completely sealed and would hold 3, 4, I don't think it would hold 6 gallons, but well, actually now that I think about the surface area, it might contain up to 5 or 6 gallons. So again, it's just to prevent flooding on this wood floor. And by the way, speaking of wood floors, I didn't point this out before. This is click lock flooring, but it's real wood. It's not laminate. And it's very soft and it floats on top of some soundproof rubber moisture barrier that I like. So it's kind of a floating floor. So that is, let me put the mat back here. That's pretty much my kitchen setup. I just have the water with the foot pump, the refrigerator, a propane stove, a big sink. I really love this sink. I got it from Amazon, but I got it used, or it was an open box buy for like $50, but it's very deep and very large, which I really wanted. I'm not a master chef. I don't need a lot of stuff. So between my Lodge cast iron, this is a deep one, and the lid is got sausage in there. That's leftover breakfast. That's all I really need to cook in, plus a sauce pot. And of course, I do have the microwave that's up here. So I'm just using the microwave as I had it. Some plates and bowls in there for storage. I got some paper plates up top. Just another shelf with coffee and knick-knacky stuff. I don't have, very good storage yet, but this hole across the top up here, that is going to be kitchen cabinets for storage. And that comes next when I start working on the cabinetry. And then I guess we'll just continue over and I'll sort of cover this area. There's not a whole heck of a lot to talk about other than to say it's a sitting area that has a propane stove right there, an Olympian Wave 3, which I've used and is a very nice type of heat. It's wall mounted, but I can take it off those screws, and I bought the feet so I could just put it down here on the floor. Can you see that? I can put it here kind of facing towards the back, perhaps. So that's that heater, and I really like it. Works pretty well. And a big, cozy, comfortable chair that I think I paid $50 from Amazon. It kind of folds if I wanted to. I could just fold it down like that and slide it out of the way, or hide it in the shower if I wanted to. And it just seemed like the obvious place to hide this huge ladder. It's a very heavy, expensive telescoping ladder. The brand is Lion Ladder, and it's beefy. It weighs like 30 pounds, but it works really good, and it can get me up on the top of my cargo trailer. And I have a fire extinguisher right there, which I've mounted upside down. I don't know if that's a bad practice. Maybe I'll flip it over, but I mounted it upside down, and I'm hanging some headlamps off of it right there. This is a bag full of directional antenna stuff that I have to mount on the roof, for my Wi-Fi signal. And that's a solar shower bag. If it were summer, I could just fill up some water in the solar shower bag and hang it outside and get a hot shower that way, or maybe shower outside. I've got smoke detector up there for safety. I've got a carbon monoxide detector down there for safety, especially being under a propane fixture. That's where carbon monoxide would gather, and so far it's read 0 parts per million, so no leaks there. Got an outlet, and then this ugly sort of plumbing for this, but I kind of wanted it here because if I'm in the shower and I want to adjust my water temperature, I need to be able to reach out of the shower and do a quick adjustment here, and or turn off my knobs and valves. So looks a little bit utilitarian, but it is functional, and I guess that's what utilitarian means. So, and then I just got a little rug there, And we'll call that the grand tour of the kitchen area. So more to come on that. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, but between a microwave and some cast iron, I can cook, 99% of what I need to cook. Just need to stock the fridge, and I didn't have any condiments this morning, but the breakfast was good. I had some hash brown patties and a couple sausage patties and some toast that I just kind of like pan fried toast and a slice of cheese, and it was very good. And my French press coffee, which is awesome. So I had a good night's sleep, had a great breakfast. The kitchen so far is working out very well. I still have to figure out like my trash situation and, utensils and all of that stuff. But I have some storage totes under the bed, and one of the storage totes is dedicated to kitchen stuff. And so that's how I carry stuff around. My, some of the knives and spoons and stuff I just stash under the bed while I'm going down the road. Okay, that's it for the kitchen. I'm going to end this video here. If you want to watch the next one, I'm going to go over the shower, I think. See ya. Bye.